RacerX Wednesday. Took last week off, and it looks like I've already got a bunch of people on the live. Do me a big gigantic favor, guys. Let's start out tonight's live. Please hit thumbs up as you jump in. I'm going to check the comments here in just a second. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and refresh my screen here. But tonight should be a lot of fun. I assume we'll have a lot of folks on tonight. It should be very interactive this evening. We just saw, some of you may have seen, I watched it live on several different channels, but we just saw the reveal of the brand new S650 Mustang. So I don't know if you guys actually watched some of that. Please let me know if you guys can hear me okay. So I want to kind of check the comments here to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. But yeah, definitely hit thumbs up on your way in the door tonight. And yeah, we just saw the S650 unveiling. I actually watched it on several channels, including my buddy Stang Mode. It was a little hard to see on his, but I think I did watch Motor Trend and some other stuff. But now we know what the S650 looks like. We talked to the engineers a little bit, and we just got some more information on that. Now I have a lot of other things I want to talk to you guys about tonight as well. Loud and clear, everybody's telling me, so excellent. But I have a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about tonight, a whole page of stuff. So the Mustang is one thing, but I have a whole bunch of other stuff to tell you about, stuff going on with my individual car, some stuff with the build. I've got some new information for you guys. We have brand new videos that I want to talk to you guys about, both coming and stuff that I've just released. So it's going to be a pretty fun live tonight, guys. So let me skip through my ads so I can grab a couple of comments. I'm going to say hi to everybody really quick, and then I want to jump right into my thoughts on the S650. I have a lot to say about this car. So hopefully you guys, like I said, hit the thumbs up on your way in. Let me know that you're here. I'll try and get to all the super chats as you guys super chat tonight. So I will try my best to get all of those out of the way and get as many other comments as I can as well. So let's have a good interactive session. Looks like I got a couple of moderators on the job. So before we even get going, really two things. One, thank you to my moderators once again. You guys do a fantastic job, and I could not do it without you guys. You guys know who you are. And then of course, if you're watching this and you're not on the live tonight, you're watching this on replay, thank you for tuning in for this as well. And even though you couldn't be interactive with us tonight, I'm glad that you're still watching the live, and feel free to drop comments later on as well in this video, and I will certainly do my best to look at those. So let's go ahead and jump in real quick. I just want to try and get a few people. Let's see. Wow, there's my man Todd Snake. We got Ethan, GT3, GT4. Let me kind of jump up to the top of this because I know, man, I missed a lot of comments already, guys. So let's see. Patrick's in the house saying good evening, RacerX. Tony with the thumbs up. Jay Beeman's in the house. Let's see, is that our solar panel on the hood? Let's talk about the S650 Mustang. Let's see. Yeah, they maybe have solar panels at some point. I'm out. Said, what's up? That's a different way to do it. Harold's in the house saying get her done. Not You is here. Good to see him in tonight. Be sending something his way here in the next day or two, so he's got that coming. River Rat is here saying good evening, X. John is saying just watched Rady's Rides car review channel. The Mustang is beautiful. So I think it really depends. You know, this is very subjective, guys. So I think it really depends on who you ask. Then, like, very next comment, Huss says, man, Dodge should feel deeply ashamed. Well, I mean, some people say that as well. Frank Unlimited, wow, Ford just killed it with the new Mustang. I'm seeing comments all over the board once again. So it's like, when you see these reveals, it's really interesting because you see some people that absolutely love it, and you see other people that are like, Ford should crawl into a hole and die. It's just a weird mix of people, and you're always going to get some of that, guys, because, you know, it's like anything else. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and so some people are going to think they did a great job with it, some people not so much. But I have some key points that I want to make about the Mustang, just, you know, to give to you guys food for thought on some things. Guys, do hit thumbs up for me on the way in. Only 82 thumbs up. We've got like almost 250 people on right now, and we're just kind of building up here. So please do that for me. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. 3V Project in the house. Good evening, everybody. Noah saying the dark horse. Not happy with it. Let's see here. High horsepower saying, let's see, it's good looking vehicle, especially the dark horse with 500 horsepower. There's my man Sarva Knights. 3V Project loves it. Like a Tristan saying, can we order Let's see, when can we order from them? Anyone know the curb weight? They didn't give us a lot of those types of specs. I was hoping we would get a little bit more. I always want to know more and more and more. A lot of that stuff will come out here, I think, pretty soon. In terms of when we can order, they didn't tell us. I don't know. It'd be cool when we can start speccing this stuff out on the website so you can get a gauge for what your spec would actually cost. They didn't talk about limited production on that as well. So, I mean, they may have some limited production. They talk about some racetrack cars as well, GT3, GT4 type cars. An R version, stuff like that. We'll talk about that in just a second here. Rift 33 SRT saying, hey, good to see you. The new rear end of the Mustang, I will give you my thoughts in just one quick second. Go time. I'm not a Mustang guy, but just watched the Mustang review and good job Ford. Okay, so let's see here. What did I miss Aaron's comment? I might have. So let's see. Now the interior, I've got some points I want to make on the interior as well. Let's see. Trinity Motorsports saying, kind of sad they got rid of the flip switches, though. Some people love them and some people didn't. Let's see. Walt saying, Mopar, no car. Let's see. Michael saying, come on forward. This is embarrassing. See, a whole 20 horsepower for the Dark Horse over the standard GT. Way to make the buyer feel special and no go. So a couple of key points I want to make about this. I guess I'll kind of jump into it, guys. I'll try and get back into the comments here in a second. So the S650 Mustang, we've been waiting on this thing. Everybody's been speculating what it's going to be, what it's going to look like, all that sort of stuff, right? So we just saw it in the flesh. We saw really 4 different ones, right? We saw a GT convertible, a regular GT coupe. We saw an EcoBoost, and then we saw a Dark Horse version. So a couple of my takeaways, I've got them right here. So I want to just kind of jump into this. 7th gen Mustang. First of all, the hood. The hood looks a little bit different. Now the car itself, from a looks perspective, it wasn't quite what I had expected. I wasn't super enthusiastic about the front end on the car. Now, that doesn't mean it won't grow on me like the Supra. The Supra kind of grew on me, right? But I just wasn't overwhelmed by the look of the S650. Now, when you look at the rear of the car, a lot of people did not like the rear of the car. It looks just a little bit different. Now, it's one of those things that, like, the Mustang doesn't look that drastically different. I think it has a little bit more Camaro-ish type look to it in terms of performance. Now, here's one thing that is important that I do want to just bring up. If you are a traditional V8 person, I mean, Dodge has already made no bones about it. Like the V8s, they're going away, right? You're seeing everybody kind of move to EV or hybrid technology. Ford is the one company that's like, they just spent all this money on electrification, something like $5 billion, something ridiculous like that. Yet, they're keeping the Mustang a 5-liter Coyote, they said it, in terms of the GT, right? Now, we didn't talk much about the EcoBoost. It was kind of strange. He said 580 plus horsepower. But it's not going to be more than the Dark Horse version, which he did mention was 500 horsepower. So I'm thinking it's going to make Scat Pack power at probably like 485 horsepower. Now that's a lot. You keep in mind, guys, this is a 5-liter. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's trash because it didn't make 50 or 80 or 100 more horsepower than the other one. Guys, they're keeping the V8. Keep in mind, they detuned the Mustang for 2022 back down to 450 horsepower. So you're talking at least 30 more horsepower out of the same displacement. It's going to have probably better fuel economy. So, I mean, they did a lot with it in terms of just, they kept the V8 alive. And here's one thing I want to mention. For you manual guys out there, okay? This is your car. I'm not gonna lie. So they talked about on the Dark Horse keeping that Tremec. Now they did not talk a whole lot about what manual is gonna go in the standard GT. I thought that was a little bit strange. Are they gonna stick that same garbage manual in the GT that they've been doing? I hope not, but we're gonna see. So, but the Dark Horse is pretty appealing to me. You know, now here's the thing, the interior of the car. I'm gonna jump into this really quick. I wasn't overwhelmed by the exterior of the car. I mean, they had some cool looking headlights on there. I don't know how much I really like them. The front end of the car, I'm not sure if I like it. The side of the car does have kind of a Camaro-ish look to the profile. The rear of the car does look a little bit different. I'm not sure how much I like it. I've got to see one of these in person, guys, but I'm not overwhelmed with the exterior look of the car. From the interior, I like this a lot better. I've always thought Mustang had a ton of room for growth on the interior of their car. For one, they always had a very neutral driving feel in the Mustang. So just basic, like center stock, very vertical, just kind of boxy. Not driver-centric at all. I was never crazy about the interior of the Mustang. This new Mustang, did you guys see the LED display? Or the, you know, the screens right there in front that wrapped all the way around. They made the Mustang more driver-centric, like the Corvette, like the Challenger, and I like that. I think that is a huge upgrade for this particular car, and I think the interior looks really good on the new Mustang. They're going to give you the Recaro seats, a lot of different options. They talked about 3 different brake options. For you manual guys, this might be a great option for you because the manuals are going away in everything, but Ford is going to keep the V8 and they're keeping the manuals. So just keep that in mind. Now, these aren't going to be torque masters. They're not like a Scat Pack, guys. They just don't make that sort of torque, but they scream up top. So it's just the way those cars drive. But in terms of it's going to be one of those things, guys. I'm going to have to go drive it and look at it in person to see how much I really like it. But the interior is vastly improved over the 550. I will put that out there. Boy, I mean, all the different. Now, when she first came out, she said something about giving it like a Fox body cluster. I was like, what is this? And that's going to be so old and busted looking. What's the deal? But after seeing the interior and really getting a good look at it, I had to switch over to a different channel so I could really see the interior. But boy, the interior looks really good. I like all the LED, you know, all the different screens, and this thing wraps all the way around and it's big, and they did a lot with it. And I really like that. And there's 2 vents down below. I'm not sure how much I like that, but in terms of just giving it a more, I almost dropped my pencil, in terms of giving it a more driver-centric feel, they did that. And that's something I've been screaming about. It just, you know, he mentioned more headroom. So I feel like the interior will be vastly improved on this. I think it's just going to be up to people individually to see, do they really like it? Do they not like it? What else did I see here? Okay, E-drift brake. That's a little bit different. They designed that. I mean, I don't know how many people are really going to want to use that sort of thing. Maybe they will. You know, the Hellcat guys like to go out to slide those cars around. Same with the Scat Pack guys. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. So the E-Rev with your fob. That is different. I've never heard of such a thing. So you can take your key fob and literally turn your car on and then rev it when you're not even in it. It may be a little bit quirky. Maybe people think that that's stupid, but I don't know. I mean, maybe that's kind of cool. It's different. I've not seen anybody do that yet. So something else they've done. Let's see here. She mentioned the jet, like the cockpit type feel. I love that sort of a feel. Like when you get in a Viper, how the car wraps around you. Yes, it's very small. Now the Mustang will not be small like that. It talked about more room in the Mustang, but it also does have a cockpit type feel, which goes back to that driver centric where things kind of wrap around towards the driver, like the new Corvette, all that sort of stuff. I love the way those cars feel to drive. It's very much a driver's car when you know the car feels like it wraps around you. That's just something I have always liked. So I do like that aspect of it. Now, 6 drive modes, I think that's pretty cool. They didn't talk a lot about it. They sort of glossed through it. The 3 different brake options from Brembo, that is pretty cool. So it's still a 5-liter, guys. And then, of course, the flat bottom steering wheel, another interior feature that I like. We didn't talk about like Mustang in terms of the exhaust and the decibels, and they kind of left some stuff out that I was hoping they might talk a little bit more about. But you know, I think it will be an improved Mustang. Will people like the look of it, or will it kind of be like the Camaro, where people didn't like the look of it at all and the sales really suffered? We're going to have to wait and see. I want to get a hold of one. I want to drive one. I want to just see how it performs. But that's my general thought. Now, before we move on, I'm going to get back to comments in 1 second, guys. They brought out the Dark Horse. That obviously that is my favorite one in terms of they didn't talk about pricing at all, guys. I don't even want to speculate on price. The Dark Horse, it's not a Shelby, so it doesn't make, you know, it's not a Voodoo engine in that. It's still the Coyote. They didn't even really talk about how they got it to make a little more horsepower than the standard GT, but it does, right? It's going to make 15 to 20 more horsepower, be my guess. They said 500 horsepower. But basically, what this is going to be, M3V project. What this is going to be, it's got the Tremec, so it's going to come with that same awesome manual transmission that comes in the Shelby. I have a review coming out in the next day or two. I've already filmed it. It's already sitting there in the queue ready to go. I could put it out at any minute. I filmed it yesterday on the Mach 1. And basically that's what this new Dark Horse is. It's basically like a new version of the Mach 1. And And, because it's going to have the handling package, basically everything they talked about was basically like this Mach 1, and it's actually just like the car I reviewed yesterday, the Mach 1 manual with the handling package. That's what this car will be. And it's going to be basically, I don't know if they're all going to be black. They called it a dark horse. So I don't know. They didn't give us a lot on that. Most powerful Coyote 5-liter. So everybody says, oh, 500 horsepower. I mean, so if you're getting more than Scat Pack power out of a naturally aspirated 5-liter Coyote from the factory, not too shabby. I mean, it really isn't. So, does that mean there'll be less breathing room for, mods? I really don't know, guys. But I do like the Dark Horse version, probably the best of all the ones they showed, but it's probably going to be the most expensive. So, and who knows, when these things come out, I mean, we don't know the price on these. And then, of course, dealer markup, guys. We have to deal with that ever present. But like I said, I do have a review coming tomorrow on the Mach 1 manual performance car. And we'll see, so be on the lookout for that. But anyway, that's my take on those. They didn't release anything, any Shelby type information or whatever. They made a point to say, look, this isn't a Shelby, but they did give the, dedicated track cars, as I mentioned. So they have some of that out there if you're a dedicated like road course, warrior. That's not really for the masses, guys. It's just for the individual people who have a road course that can take the car to a road course. But your average Mustang guy, that's not you. That's being honest. So anyway, guys, do me a big favor. Please hit the thumbs up when you jump into the live. And let me jump into my man 3V project. I think the new Mustangs will be more of a track-focused car than a drag car. You know what? You may be right. As we start to see more of the aero packages and stuff like that, that's why you saw me go with a base Mustang GT, because I like drag racing. I don't do a ton of road course racing, not that I haven't before, but drag racing is more my thing. And I went with a base GT, which is the lightest car that had the the least amount of just all sorts of stuff on it, right? Because I was going to put aftermarket stuff on it anyway. So that was kind of my thinking on that. Thank you again for that super chat, buddy. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's going. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what everybody really thinks of it when it really gets out there to the public, people start driving it. But I'm a little concerned. My biggest concerns are, will people like the looks of it? That manual one, is it still gonna have that crappy manual transmission in it that the current one has? I hope not. But they didn't, I don't think they said it's gonna come with the Tremec, the standard GT. He did say the Dark Horse will, like I said, but that's more of basically the exact same spec as like what you see on the Mach 1. Slightly more power. It will get a Tremec. Well, I hope so. It needs to. I mean, Ford has been hearing it. Their current manual transmission is not ideal. It's kind of tough. But anyway, guys, so let me jump back in really quick. I have a bunch more stuff to talk about. So we just talked about that. Let me get a few more comments, and then I'm going to flip the script over to, yeah, the Dark Horse has a Tremec. Probably not standard, though. So that's basically what I was saying, is I didn't see them talk about the manual transmission in the standard GT. So that's a little bit concerning for me. So anyway, real quick, once again, guys, hit thumbs up for me. Moderators, once again, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. And let's continue. Hopefully we can get at least 300 likes tonight on tonight's live. So that would be really great. Let's see here. Let me jump down a little bit. I'm going to have to jump around just a little bit, and then I want to jump into some Dodge stuff, you guys. I have some Dodge stuff to talk to you guys about tonight, so stick with me. I know a lot of you guys are Mopar folks as well. Let's see here. Oliver went, let's see here. They went more far than Dodge and Chevy for sure. So I think it depends on who you ask. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out if I like the car. Now, I love the interior of the new car. I think they did a great job. The exterior, I wasn't sure what to expect on that. So I'll have to see it in person just to see if I really like it. Let's see here. What is Sovereign Knight? I'll go as far as say the Mustang and Mopars. I'm out with Chevy. They treated RacerX badly. Yeah, I'm pretty frustrated with Chevy right now, guys. We can talk about that. Let's see here. Michael saying, can't wait to smoke a 650 as I did a 550 with my 4-door Kia Stinger. Well, hopefully you've got that thing hopped up pretty good. This new car is probably going to be pretty quick because they'll have some extra technology built in that they probably did not talk about. We'll see. Let's see. Dodge just doing special reskins and tires. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's see. Rip saying, I really do want a ZL1 now. Yeah, I mean, the ZL1's a great car. Let's see. Moto Guy, 500 horsepower V8 with Tremec stick. Let's see, in an EV world that works, moving away from drag to sports racing. Yeah, that's kind of that same theme everybody's talking about. A lot of the road course stuff. You're seeing a lot more aero on some of the, the handling package cars. Like, Chevy's got their ZTK package cars, like on their ZR1s. And you're starting to see more and more of that, which is really interesting to me because there aren't that many road courses out there. But I think people just like the look of it, and because it slows you down with the drag strip. But it just depends on what you like. They do look good. Let's see, who else? Curfew, I like how it's spelled. How do we think the dark horse, how much will it cost? I'm gonna just put my 2 cents out there in terms of my best guess. It will depend on how you spec it out, because they're gonna have Recaros and they're gonna have a bunch of other stuff where you could just keep inflating the price. I'm gonna guess in the mid 70s is where that car is gonna come in. That's my best guess. And then of course, dealer markup, you could expect $50,000 or $60,000 for the first year. That's what the dealerships are gonna do to you. So have fun with that. So anyway, let me see here. Who else we got? Let's see. Oliver, the Mustang's selling points are the upgraded interior and the 4th gen Coyote. Let's see. Patrick, let's see. It's time. I need a mint. Let's see. Aaron saying hello. Good to see Aaron on tonight. Who have I not said hi to? There's Roland. Volume is fine, just a little bit. So I'm going to go down a little bit and see, because I know I missed a bunch of comments, guys. Okay, so here, real quick, let me just jump into some other stuff really quick. So a couple of the things that I recently covered, I'm just going to go into them really quick, and then we'll talk about some other things. So let's see, almost 300 people on, guys. So we're doing really good tonight. Thank you for being live with me. So let's cover the videos that I've recently put out. So I had the V8 extension rumors from Motor Trend. I put that out there, and I mean, got some traction, but obviously Motor Trend continued to kind of go down the road of, yes, they may actually put V8s in a newly remodeled Charger and Challenger, completely refuted by Dodge. Tim Kaniskis has made no bones about the fact that V8 is going away. They tried to kind of twist the words and stuff. Made no sense. So I put a video out about that. Also, the Charger and Challenger Swinger. Guys, what do you think about that? To be quite honest with you, I didn't know that they made a Charger and Challenger Swinger of old. It's the weirdest dang name. And honestly, I am not, I don't know, guys. I hate to just say I don't like something, but I was not a big fan of this package. I thought it was pretty ugly, but don't let me dissuade you guys. If you like it and you like the old school flair and you like something that reminds you of a 70s adult movie, then, go for the Swinger edition. It says Swinger right on the side. You could put an upside down pineapple on there, whatever you need to do to make that car go. I just thought it was weird. So anyway, so I put out a video on the Charger and Challenger Swinger, available in 2 colors. Both of them are green. It's going to have kind of a older-ish sort of interior accoutrements and stuff. It's going to be different. So anyway, there's that. Also, the Chrysler 300C. As I mentioned, I kind of put out a video before that car was unveiled yesterday about what I thought was going to come in it. I thought it was going to have a 6.4, and I was absolutely right. Go figure. And everybody thought, oh no, it's going to be a Hellcat, guys. No, I knew it wasn't going to be a Hellcat, and I was right with what it was going to have. And I gave people some explanations as to why. And so people actually watched that video, quite a few people. And so now we know exactly what it is. So you may actually see me put out another very short video. I like the 300 better, says Aaron. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. But I may actually put out another video, kind of my reaction to that 2023 300C, the most powerful 300C ever. And, that only made sense. They already made the 300C in a 6.4. And it just, they've been selling it to, up until what, 2021, they've been selling it to like Australia and, the Middle East. And so that's what made sense, and that's what they came out with. So also the Chevy struggle. We've already talked about this, but my dealings with Chevy, oh my gosh, guys, I could go into a huge rabbit hole on this in terms of just all the things that Chevy told me that were not true. I put out videos about how Chevy's going to talk to me. They're going to have executives call me. And guys, I hate to say this, but I was lied to repeatedly. Not just once or twice, repeatedly. It was, oh, we're very concerned and we know your channel and all this other stuff. Guys, they are full of crap. And I hate to say that, but I'm really frustrated. I don't like being lied to. And there was no executive that was ever going to call me. No regional VP of sales was ever going to call me. They just literally, I don't even know if they saw my information, because when I called back and talked to a different supervisor, they looked at the notes and said, no, this hasn't been escalated. This guy didn't even escalate anything after like 3 different phone calls with the guy telling me that he did. It was just lie after lie after lie, guys, and I'm over it. The dealers, they're not budging off of this humongous markup that they're all charging, between basically $40,000 and $100,000 over MSRP for the Z06. And guys, I'm over it. I'm over it. And that was the extent of that video. Is just that, like, I told people about my experience. I was very factual with the way that I told you guys about, look, I really wanted this car, and I still want the car, but I'm just over it. I don't want all of this being lied to, and dealerships not honoring what they say they're going to. And that's why I started that petition. So we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I'm over it. I don't want to even fuss with it. I'm going to go on to something else. And as you guys know, I've had 3 different vehicles bought out from under me, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't get a hold of them. And it has gotten to the point of being absolutely ridiculous. Me trying to find another car for the channel, guys, has turned into an absolute nightmare. It really has. Because dealerships just keep doing me wrong. Stuff keeps getting bought out from under me. It's ridiculous. And guys, if you expect Chevy, I'm just gonna come out. I try not to be really negative on the channel or blast people, but I just felt like if anybody deserved it, they did. And they're not going to tell you the truth, and they're going to lie to you. You won't get anywhere by calling Chevy's customer service. They will continue, and I'm saying this not just from my own experience, but from when you guys have sent me in messages on Instagram and stuff like that. They do not care. They don't give a damn about you, about your the fact that the dealerships did you wrong. They will do nothing about it. They've demonstrated it, and they just don't care. It is what it is. And so I've accepted it. I'm kind of, I'm trying not to be bitter about it, but I've accepted it. And I'm like, look, the car already cost $106,000 base plus whatever you want on it. So you figure 120 grand by the time you put engines and a seat in it. And, guys are specking them out at like 160, and the dealerships are absolutely raking people over the coals over them, and with no apologies whatsoever. And it has just become almost impossible to be a car enthusiast and want something very unique like that. The dealerships just won't allow it. They are just going to price you out of the market unless you are absolutely independently wealthy. That's it at the end of the day. So that kind of brings me to my next thing, right? My petition. A lot of you guys want to know how that went. So my petition on change.org, it's doing well, guys. It has 31,000 signatures already in less than 3 weeks. So you guys have spoken. So once in a while I get these comments are like, dude, you're just stupid, shut up, you should just sit and take it. I love those comments. So awesome, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Just sit on your butt, do absolutely nothing, and be happy about it. It's a great way to get stuff done, right? So, but the vast majority of you guys were like, look, I agree with you, like the 99% of you. And honestly, I think half the time those are written by like guys that work at car dealerships that just like ripping people off. But I mean, when you get 31,000 signatures in 3 weeks, and we're just cranking right along, that's as a matter of fact, one of my moderators may be able to put the link to that petition up here. But I mean, it does speak volumes, and we're just going to continue to grow this. And once we get to enough signatures, guys, I'm hoping I can get to like 50,000 signatures here in the very near future. Help me with it. Share it to everybody you know. But I'm speaking out against unfair dealer markup. It has become unbelievable what the dealerships are doing to people, and it's got to change, guys. And everybody says, oh well, tough crap, the dealerships can charge whatever they want. Well, I could not disagree with you more. Don't put a price on a car. People go spec out a car online, and then have the dealership just refuse to offer it and price everybody completely out of the market except for the elitely wealthy. That's what's happening right now. It's stupid. It's screwed up. Now, in the used car market, different deal. But these are new cars that have prices that come on them that they're forced to put on the car and then won't honor. Or they come up with all these ridiculous ways, like $50,000 package for nitrogen in the tires and tint. We know better, guys. We're not stupid. And GM, Ford, Chevy, they have to start cracking down on this stuff because the dealerships are just getting away with murder. I know there's less cars out there, guys. I get it. But don't advertise a price on something and not honor it. It is illegal in almost every industry out there, but people find ways to circumvent things. It's, like I said, it's like the bots that go buy up all the tickets, right, for concerts or for sporting events, and then they make it to where the average family of four can't go watch a ball game because they've taken those tickets and they put them out there for 5 times the price because they buy up all the tickets. It shouldn't be allowed, but it happens. So that's a whole different story, guys. But at some point, it's just about doing the right thing. Dealerships, they're not going to on their own, most of them. So they have to be forced by the manufacturer. If the manufacturer stops handing out cars to dealerships that are just raking their valued customers over the coals, they'll stop doing it. And everybody says, oh, well, everybody says, well, if people would just stop paying. Well, guys, I hate to say it, but there's enough guys out there with money that they just, I don't know what they do with it. They use a snow shovel and push it around their house, or, they put it in the fire if they're cold, or what. I don't know where these guys make all this extra money, but that's not the vast majority. That's like 1%. But that 1%, those are the guys running around buying up all the cars and flipping them and trying to just make them as investments. They're keeping them out of the hands of the enthusiasts that really want them. And that's the truth of it. And it's a ridiculous practice, guys. And it's just gotten out of control. It's gotten worse and worse and worse. So anyway, I won't talk too much more about it, but change.org, I have the petition there. It's got 31,000 views. It's and climbing. So please go sign the petition, share it with as many people as you can. A lot of people have reached out to me about it, saying that hey, I agree with you. I like what you're doing. I have some plans, guys. I'm not just getting signatures for no reason. So I won't talk a lot about what my plans are until I get enough signatures. But I'm not just going to take this to the manufacturers, but I'm also going to be taking it to some government entities. And you know what? At the end of the day, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But you guys have spoken. I mean, 31,000 signatures and climbing in 3 weeks, guys. That's a lot of people speaking out against this. And when you have 97% of people that don't like your business model and don't like doing business with you, and yet you stay in business, something's wrong. And something's got to change. So, nobody speaks out about Tesla's model because then they may not like the upfront price. And if they marked up the MSRP to a different number, which it's been going up, I would not have an issue with this, okay? But it's the extreme greed of the dealership marking things up $50,000, $100,000 because they can. And there's some idiot that's going to pay it. That's the really weird thing. But they shouldn't be allowed to do that because, like I said, it's completely screwing everything up for the 99% of people that are very brand loyal, that just want the car because they love it. And that's where we're at, guys. So, I disagree with the people out there that say, oh, well, it's a free market. They can do whatever they want. No. Okay. Like I said, they quit selling cars to these dealerships that do that. They go out of business. So, end of story. So I did miss a couple of super chats, guys, as I was on my rant. So let me jump up really quick and see what I've missed here. Who else did I miss here? Aaron saying, wasn't there some law passed about price gouging? Somebody said that, but I haven't caught it. But, you can be sure that I've got a couple of plans there. So help me get to 50,000 signatures, guys. I need your help to do that. It's not something I can do on my own. But, Aaron, thank you for the super chat, buddy. So I got to have everybody's help. Share it with whoever. I mean, if you are, so there's Smooth Dave sent me something too. So anyway, if you're somebody that if you disagree with it, take the 10 seconds and go sign the petition and then share it. That's all I need you to do and help me with it. I mean, I just feel conflicted that something needs to be done. Smooth Dave saying, let's see, Mopar blower kits 3027, is it direct bolt on for lower trims? No, I asked about that. I'm glad you mentioned that. When I was up at Dodge, I asked the guys that work for Direct Connection, and I talked to the owner of IHI who makes those blowers, and no, they will not bolt up directly to a 6.4 or a 5.7. It's not just, there are several things that have to be done to make those work. A little bit of a pain in the butt. These are really just bolt-on blowers for your Hellcat. Obviously, if you have a 2.4 liter blower, then you go up to the 2.7. You can buy it from Direct Connection, or you can buy the 3.0 for the regular Hellcat or the Red Eye. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that you have that option now from Direct Connection. In terms of, now they told me that these things are going to be bolt-on, they will be readily available, and you should just be able to order them right from Direct Connection. So that's the great news about, obviously you're going to need some tuning and stuff like that, but they should bolt up fairly easy. you know, relatively easy. So yeah, that's the great part. In terms of when they're available, I was told they were going to be available at any time. So I haven't checked the website to see if they're on there now, but Direct Connections should be getting a lot more stuff for us. That was their goal. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for the super chat as well. So let's see here. So we talked about the Swinger Edition. We talked about the, oh, we did not talk about this. The last video that I put out, guys, the King Daytona, I put it out today. It's already got like 17,000 views or something like that. But what do you guys think of that thing? So that is the first of the Hellcat variants. So before we had the Shakedown, we had the Super B, and then of course we had the Swinger Edition, which we just talked about. Now all of a sudden we have the Hellcat variants coming out. The King Daytona is the one they released today. All orange car. They're only making 300 of these. Maybe you guys saw my video. Those are going to be really, really hard to get. So, and you know, like I mentioned it in the video, they made 3,000 Demons, and we know how hard those were to get. So imagine 1/10 of that. The dealer markup is going to be so stupid that I mean, it's insane. You know, because most dealers will get one. If they're very, very lucky, they'll get one. So you better be the first guy on the list and hope and pray they try not to charge you over MSRP, but good luck with it. That's the truth of it. So yeah, Doyle says Dodge can keep them. So anyway, that's where we are with the King Daytona. Pretty cool package. I mean, it really, I think they just really kind of reinvented the Hemi Orange package on a Hellcat, because I mean the stitching and all that stuff basically was just like the orange calipers. All that stuff was just like on both the GT and the Scat Pack wide body Hemi Orange cars. So basically they just kind of moved it over to the Hellcat, gave it more of the Daytona type flair, and that's what they did. Not a whole lot else. And somebody mentioned, why didn't they put drag radials on the Hellcat like they did on the Super B Charger? And they kind of missed the ball on that. And I kind of agree. I wish they'd have done like drag radials like on the Demon, the smaller drag, you know, or I'm sorry, the bigger drag radials, but the smaller wheel size, and done something like that. I would have liked to have seen that on the Charger. I think that would have been a neat thing. I think people would have gone crazy for it, but you know, that's just me. But they'll sell all these things at crazy prices. And then of course I will go ahead and mention this just while I'm on the topic. I'm going to release a video. I basically already know what the one for next week is going to be called. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to do kind of a teaser video here in the next day or two to just talk about it. I'm going to kind of put it out there. I know what it's going to be called. Basically, I'll give a little bit of the lineage of it just to kind of prep everybody for the last one, not to include the one at SEMA that I'll be hopefully bringing to you guys live while I'm at SEMA. But anyway, so that's a future video coming up here very soon. So guys, do hit thumbs up for me. We're almost at 300 thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, I think we can definitely get there today. So anyway, so that kind of covers my most recent content. We talked about the 7th Gen Mustang. Let's see. Also, a couple other quick updates. A lot of you have been asking me like, hey, I want to donate to the channel or whatever. How can I do it? I don't do the super chat or whatever like that if you're watching this on replay. Now, in the description of all my videos, I went ahead and created an account. I did do like a Cash App thing. So if you want to donate to the channel there and you prefer doing it there, there's literally a link in all my descriptions. It's not something I even had on my radar, but a lot of people were asking me about it. So I did put that in there, just food for thought. Certainly nobody's obligated to do that, so don't worry about it. But if you do, there is a link to my Cash App there in all of the descriptions to my most recent videos, and you can donate to the channel right there, and I'll use it to try and maybe get some new stuff for the channel. So definitely food for thought there. Still working on my website, guys. It's going to be a little while before that's up because I want to get you guys, like I said, everybody wants new merch. I'm still trying to work on all of that behind the scenes. It's just taking a little while, so bear with me on that. And then, so we talked about this. We talked about the petition being over 31,000. Yes, once again, another reminder. I'm going to get back to the comments in just 1 second, guys. SEMA. I will be at SEMA November 1st and 2nd. I'll be doing some signings on the 1st. And I think about 3 o'clock is when I'll be at the MagnaFlow booth at SEMA. And I'll also be running around out there. So if you just happen to want to go to SEMA, you're in Vegas, whatever it may be, please come say hi to me. You know, I've got I've got time to just hang out and talk cars, and should be a lot of fun. They'll have a lot of big names there in the booth at MagnaFlow as well. I think they did mention, I think I mentioned it last time, like TJ Hunt will be there, Leah Pruitt, formerly Leah Pritchett, Kevin Hart, obviously he's an actor, and then of course Mario Andretti, some of you guys may know who he is. He'll be there, and they may have a host of others there as well. So it should be pretty neat. This SEMA experience, I'm looking forward to bringing you guys a lot of unique content when I go up there. So maybe this Dodge unveiling, and maybe a lot of other stuff I can kind of get into while I'm up there as well. So we'll see if we can make the most of it. It'll be neat hanging out with the guys from MagnaFlow as well. The guys from Hellion, they will not be there this year. Otherwise, I'd have been working with them as well. But maybe next year they'll go. So anyway, let me jump back into comments, guys. I do have some other things I want to talk about. Let's see, we got all this because I want to tell you guys about some upcoming content I have for you as well, and something going on with my Mustang right now that I've not told you guys about. And it sucks. We'll just put it out there. It sucks. So anyway, let me jump back in here. Let's see, what does Moto Guy say? Remember the bad dealerships when the recession gets here and they can't move product. Let's see, buy from dealers that charge MSRP now. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It has just become way too common in today's world. They all have just decided it's okay, and I disagree with it. So at any rate, Vet Sweet Nos is here looking up, look up carbon engineering. Alrighty, let's see here. What is that? ZG Blundell, I think is how it's pronounced. Signed it. I'm sorry. Great. Glad to hear that. Yes, guys, please sign the petition. What did Roland say? Signed and shared it. Yes, I love to hear that, guys. Let me jump down a little bit more. Thank you guys once again, my moderators. Let's see, Carrie saying, let's see, sometimes what sense does it make to put teaser limited production models out that you have little or no chance of getting with excessive ADM on the top? You know, I agree with that. Like I said, I think the limited editions are cool to a degree if they could somehow control, you know, Dodge has full control over who they send these to. And I feel like one of the stipulations should be, hey, we're not gouging customers on this. We want this in the hands of enthusiasts, not rich bankers from New Jersey that make all this money that don't even know how to drive one of these, that are just looking at this as an investment. I hate that part of it. Gosh, I hate cars that are just being used as nothing but investments, and people don't even care about them at all. I mean, I feel like these cars deserve to be driven by people who are enthusiasts of the brand that just like them. I mean, that's just me. It is what it is. You can only control so much. But I do feel like that they're kind of missing it a little bit. What is smooth? They 392 direct connection stage kits or updates inside it would be nice to add to the drag. Whoops, hold on, it went away. Give me 1 second. There it is. Let's see. Stage kits and upgrades or insider info would be nice to add to the drag-oriented Super B. Yes, I agree. But of course, you know, that's a naturally aspirated, 6.4, so we know they're not going to boost it or anything like that. The stage kits are obviously reserved simply for the Hellcat variants. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I kind of wish they would have given more of a Super B type flair to the most recent Charger, the King Daytona. I wish maybe they'd have put drag radials on that car or whatever. So, you know, just food for thought on that. So they don't really do, direct connection's not doing a whole lot for the 6.4, like the natural aspirated Hemis in terms of performance stuff. You don't really see that much out there for them because they are sort of limited on what you can do to them. I mean, it is what it is. And I think a lot of people were disappointed about the Daytona, the King Daytona, not having more power again. It did have as much power as a jailbreak, but it is the exact same as the jailbreak spec. I mean, that's basically what I expected, guys. And don't expect anything different next week. We'll just put it out there that way. I know I have a video coming out on it, but will next week's unveiling be cool? Yeah, I think it'll be cool, but it's going to be the same thing. I think it's going to be 807 horsepower, and you know, I'm giving too much away. I have a video coming out on it, so we'll see how it goes. Let me see here. Go Wild says, yeah, the side profile is Camaro-ish. Yes. Steven's saying, called price fixing in the law. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of it. I think they find ways around it, guys. That's the problem. And like I said, until the manufacturers kind of step up and do something about it, it's not going to stop. That's the truth. Noah saying we need a legislative change, a true consumer protection. I agree, 100% Noah. Wes saying, talking to Mach Daddy. I like that screen name. They probably will come out with the Boss 302 instead of another Mach 1. I don't know. I don't know what Ford's going to do in terms of special edition cars or, you know, stuff like that. Will they come back with the Bullet or something like that? It's hard to say. Salt for Night saying ticket scalpers suck. They absolutely do. They don't even call themselves scalpers. because I guess they consider scalping like when you're there at the venue. Why does it matter? I don't know. I digress. Let's see here. Doyle's saying not going to buy a vehicle until they change their practice. Guys, I need your help. Like I said, I may not be able to make any change either. I'm only one guy. But the more people I have behind me, I feel like the more clout I have in terms of just saying, hey guys, look at this. I mean, hey, we got, 50 or 100,000 people that signed this petition that all feel like this is wrong. I mean, I'm not the only one that thinks this. This is screwed up. But if I don't get enough people behind me, it just doesn't really give me a leg to stand on. So that's where we're at with the petition, guys. So keep helping me with that. I really do need it. Let's see here. Let me jump down. Michael Smith saying, Sarvin, you live in Sacramento. Oh, okay, he's talking to Sarvin Knight. Let's see here. Travis, hey, RacerX, maybe it's just me, but I wish Dodge would do a 5.7 variant. What about you? I would like to see something done for the 5.7. I don't feel like the 5.7 really gets any love at all. I've kind of put a video out about that. The 5.7 is still a great engine. But the 5.7, I think its time has just passed in these cars. It just has. And I think that I really like the 5.7. A lot of people own the 5.7. Some of the best videos I've ever done on my channel are on the RT. And I think it would have been cool if they could at least given us one on the RT, but yeah, it's not going to happen, obviously. It is what it is. So what can you do? Good comment though. It's something I hadn't really thought that much about, but you're right. It would have been nice to see him give RT just a little bit of love, because it really doesn't. Let's see. I like this one. Dreaming of sneakers. It says sneaker resales are crazy as well. I don't know. I haven't checked into that. I just got some new ones today that I really like. Let's see. Black and red, of course, as you can imagine. Eric saying the Swingers are my least favorite of the special edition cars. I would agree with you on that. Like I said, it doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of people that will like them. There's still going to be people who are going to pay a butt ton for them. That's the truth of it. So, that's where we're at with those. Let's see, who else here? Joe saying my last 2 cars in the last 5 months have been Invoice, Daystar in Ohio. Check them out. So, well, I mean, maybe that's another option there. So it all depends on the trim and stuff like that, guys. I mean, we saw what happened with my dealership on the Z06. They never sold it over sticker all of a sudden until the Z06 came out, and they were like, no, this $50,000 donation thing, and it is what it is. Let's see, John Anderson, I kind of feel, I kind of feel bad for them as if the industry is strong-armed into only EVs. They'll be all closing down, so they'll make it now or hook by crook. So I don't know. I mean, do you guys really think that they'll be able to change this model? I mean, it's been around for how long, right? I mean, forever. I mean, just decades and decades and decades of the same thing. And so they kind of just have this good old boy mentality, a lot of them, where it's like, well, we're just going to do what we want. And, it is what it is. And it's kind of one of those things that it's like one of those things. Why do we do it this way? And then somebody else says, well, because we've always done it that way. That doesn't mean it's right, but it's just what we've always done and we don't know any better. So, but I don't feel like dealer markup has always been like this. It really hasn't. It hasn't been like this. I mean, I've done research on it. This is the worst it's ever been by far. And, now we're noticing a lot more because it has gotten so out of control. So it is what it is. Let's see. Invective is the new Mustang electric or V8. It is electric. No, it's not. It's a V8. So imagine that, right? So they're sticking with the V8, 480 plus horsepower on the GT. And then, of course, the new Dark Horse is going to be 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated Coyote. So we'll see. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I like this one. Storm Shadow 392. Let's see. Hey, RacerX, how are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Bad Cat 1, the performance version Mustang GT looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's different, guys. It's going to take me a while until I get a hold of one and drive it, sit in it, just to see if I really like it. And I'll give you guys my honest opinion, but it's going to be a while before we see these. So, for now, just look at the pictures and make your own sort of, conclusion. I always encourage people, go look at something in person. Go drive it. Go put hands on it and see what you really think about it, as opposed to just passing quick judgment on things. That's kind of what I said about the EV too. Everybody's like, well, if it's EV, it's awful. And I was like, well, okay. I'm going to at least wait until I get my hands on it to drive it, sit in it, and, hear it, all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Allison with the super chats. RacerX, I just ordered a 22 jailbreak. Let's see here. But now, man, there's a new Mustang coming up, scratching my head right now. Well, I mean, if you ordered a 22 jailbreak, it may end up turning into a 23 jailbreak. I guess we'll wait and see what happens. So that's that. But, you know, if you like the Mustang is a vastly different car than the Hellcat. So, you know, if you like the new Mustang, maybe it's something to kind of hold off on, but it's just very different. And it's not going to have the same kind of low-end torque that your Hellcat is going to have. It's going to be more of a, you know, a highway screamer. That's what the Coyotes do really well. If you like the lines on the new Mustang, then maybe, you know, maybe consider it. I assume it's going to be just like anything else. The aftermarket will be insane for the 650. You know, I mean, you see my car, right? I mean, my car makes 1,000+ horsepower, and it's got a twin turbo kit on it, and it flies. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's the great thing about Mustangs. They've been they're very moddable, but then again, so is the Hellcat, right? The Hellcat is a beast of an engine, and it takes a lot of abuse. So you can't go wrong probably with either one. I just don't know enough about the Mustang to say go for it. I know a lot about the jailbreak, and you will thoroughly enjoy that car, I guarantee you. Let's see here. Look at this, V6774. But all the Chargers and Challenger V8s that's on the road, when do they completely do away with those and exclusively go electric? Do you think Dodge will lose a lot of money? No, I think Dodge will make this transition, and people will still buy Dodge cars and trucks and all that kind of stuff, but it will be different, and it will take some people just adjusting to this difference, and that's the truth of it. So anyway, real quick, guys, I want to jump in really quick. So some new content. We're at 50 minutes. We still have 320 people on, guys. 330 thumbs up. Thank you very much. If you've not hit thumbs up, please do so. I still got a few more minutes to stay on with you guys. I want to get a bunch more comments in. But we've talked about a lot already today. So real quick, some stuff I have coming up. I did mention the last Hellcat preview. This is not the one for SEMA, but the one they're going to show next week. And I want to go ahead and give you guys a preview of what I believe that car will be and just talk about it a little bit. So I want to be the first guy out there to really give some thought into this. So we have that. And also I want to maybe have a short video on the new Chrysler 300C with the bigger Hemi, the 6.4 liter Hemi. It is back. So I will talk about that a little bit, special edition. You know, I'll go into it. Also, real quick, my Mustang. I've not jumped into that. I have a new thing, hopefully going on my Mustang, but I have something going on with my Mustang. I'm going to tell you guys about that here in 1 second. So the Kia EV6 GT. Are you guys even familiar with this? It's an EV from Kia. The fastest Kia ever made, like by a lot. Like it makes the Stinger look really slow, but it is an EV. It's the GT EV6, and it's supposed to be coming to dealerships here pretty soon. But it's like 570 horsepower or something like that. All electric, all wheel drive. It's a missile. It makes the Mach-E Mustang GT look slow. And it's a Kia. I never would have expected that. I'd like to get a review on this sometime, guys, but I cannot find one. Also, the Nissan 400Z, I'd like to review that for you guys. The Mammoth 1000 TRX, guys. I had a beat on this. I was supposed to go on Monday and review it for you guys. That's a Hennessy build. And the dealership keeps getting them in, and they just keep selling before I get there. Same thing happened. I wanted to go in on Saturday. They said, no, wait till Monday when it's not busy and you could take it and all that. And of course, they sold it on Monday morning before I could even get there. It's just always something. Also, the C5 Z06 review. So I'm gonna take a step back, old school, to one of my favorite cars I've ever owned and driven. A C5 Z06 that Street Side Classics has one, and it's pro-charged. I think that'd be a fun review. We'll see how it does. Maybe you guys won't care, but I think it would be neat to kind of do an older car once in a while as well. I'm going to see if I can review something, and we'll just see how it does. If you guys watch it, I'll do more old car reviews as well. Also, the Escalade V. Can't find it anywhere. I'm trying really hard, guys. And then the last one is the guys from Forza called me. They just did a Stage 4 Trackhawk build, just finished it, and I'm hoping to get over there and do a driving review of that thing. Big horsepower Trackhawk. And that one might be a lot of fun to film as well. So, and I haven't talked to the guys in Forza at Forza Tuning and Performance in a little while. They're just down the street about an hour in Clearwater. So I'm going to maybe go see those guys again here soon too. That's all stuff that's just sitting here that I'm trying to get knocked out for you guys. So a lot of things coming down the pike for you guys. So a manual Supra, I'm looking at all this stuff coming across. So I'm going to talk really quick about my Mustang. Because a lot of you are asking me questions. Hey, where's the Mustang been? Why are you not drag racing? All that kind of stuff. Well, one of the biggest problems I'm having right now since I moved to Florida is the fact that it rains every day, like a lot. So, and it's been raining here since like March. I didn't know when I moved here that it rains every day, like sometimes all day long, for 6 months out of the year. It's like way worse than Seattle. And so I can't run the big tires on the car. I just can't. And it's driving me crazy because I'm running these little bitty tires on the back of my car. They do great in rain, so I'm not worried about spinning off the road, but then I can't put any power down at all. And so I've got all these big gnarly twin turbos under the car that I make all this power, and I can't use a tenth of the power here because the roads are always, like 98% of the time, they're soaking wet. Drives me crazy. But anyway, so the Mustang, I'm supposed to have a product go in on the Mustang to make it faster on the 60-foot. The track, we're starting to get into some track weather, guys. It's just now starting to cool down. So I'm going to start making my way out to Bradenton Motorsports Park here pretty soon. I'm still looking for a shop to work with here. I do see Steven. You guys are jumping in with some super chats. So I'm going to grab those in 1 second. But I did find a shop. I got to go talk to them and see if maybe if we can work together. But I got to find somebody to put this thing in. So a lot more coming on the Mustang. Now here's the problem. About a month and a half ago, my light went on, my light stopped working. My fog light below my headlight and my tail light both went out at the same time. It wasn't bulbs or anything, because when I hit the remote start, they were on. So I took it into the dealership, and I waited like 2.5 weeks just to get it in there. They had it for 2 weeks while I was at Dodge, all that kind of stuff. And then when I got back, the lights were miraculously working. They said they didn't do anything, right? So then I'm driving the car around, and the very next day, I go out to start the car, and it will not start. It is dead as a doornail. So I jump it. Yeah, it's not a fuse. I wish it was. So I jump the car, drive it around. At the end of the day, park it back in the driveway, and once again, the thing won't start in the morning. And it's been getting progressively worse and worse and worse to where I have to jump the car every time I get in it. There's some sort of electrical gremlin in that thing. It wasn't present before I took it into the dealership. So just the other day, I took it into the dealership, finally got it over there. They didn't have a loaner for me for a while, and it was just a huge fiasco to get it in. They worked on it basically all day, just the other day, yesterday. And I ended up, I don't know, guys. I thought we had it fixed. They said it was my steering wheel. You guys have seen that beautiful aftermarket steering wheel that I have in the car from Dyna Performance with the LEDs on it. And he was showing me the thing, and it said, look, this thing's drawing amps. We don't know why. I'm going to unplug it. Look, it's not drawing any amps. You're good to go. So they checked the alternator. They checked the battery. Everything's fine. Now I shouldn't have to jump start it anymore. Everything's perfect. Paid a bunch of money for it. And then took it home last night. And then guess what? Got up this morning, car is dead as a doornail again. Drove the car around for an hour trying to get it to charge up, got home, immediately parked it, turned it off, tried to turn it back on, would not start. So guys, I don't know. The Mustang is just having all sorts of electrical problems, and it's only getting worse and worse, and it's really, really frustrating me. I know some of you guys, like, the first thing you want to say is, well, that's because you didn't go back to Mopar. I mean, come on, guys. This could happen to a Mopar too. I've seen lots of that. So it's not so much because it's a Mustang. It's just something's going on with it. So anyway, I'm supposed to take the car back in tomorrow. That's why you're not seeing a lot of Mustang content from me, guys. I can't keep the thing running. It's really frustrating. And it's just something that's got to get sorted out. So they got a loaner for me this time. I'm going to go take it in. I do not want to pick the thing up until that has been completely fixed. And then we'll talk about doing some more aftermarket stuff to the car and getting it out to the track. But it's been driving me up a wall. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to, it's not the conflicting mods, guys, because I don't really have that many things. Keep in mind, I've had all this stuff on the car for forever, and it's never been an issue. Okay, the car has been electrically, it's been perfectly fine. So it's just one of those things that I can't explain it, but it's been in the current state of mod. I mean, you guys that follow my channel, it's been like that for a long time. No electrical problems whatsoever, leading up until I took it into the dealership the other day to have the lights worked on. It just miraculously started acting weird. So I don't know, guys. I can't explain it. Hopefully we can fix it. Yeah, maybe something did get wet. I mean, it's perpetually wet here. It sucks. They keep telling me how nice it's going to be starting like in October. I'm crossing my fingers. I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. But yeah, the Florida rain is driving me up a wall. It is what it is. So real quick, let's see. Steven saying, see my comment about Federal Trade Commission. So Steven, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Definitely hit me up on Instagram so I can find it because I've got a lot of comments on here. But you mentioned Federal Trade Commission. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I've also considered working with the Federal Trade Commission, but I want to make sure I've got enough backing before I go forward with it. So let's get those signatures up, and that's definitely one of the groups that I wanted to work with was the FTC. So yes, thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for the super chat. Definitely reach out to me again on Instagram. I'm really good at answering there as well. So once again, thank you very much for the support. Also, let me jump up here, guys. Okay, so John Herman jumped in with a super chat, buddy. I didn't see any additional comments from you. If I missed it, I'm sorry. But thank you for the support and the super chat. I really do appreciate it. And then, of course, my buddy Aaron, once again, he says, be careful. Seattle isn't as bad as rumored. New Orleans gets more than we do here. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just know that I've never lived in a place that has gotten more rain in my entire life. And it's like every single day. There's just a torrential downpour, and my power went out like an hour before I started this live. So it is what it is. But yeah, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it, buddy. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody else. I think I got all those in there. Okay, awesome. So let me see here. So I've basically covered, I've got about, I'll stay on for a few more minutes with you guys. I'm going to see if I can get in some more. Anyone going to get that 300C, says Maddie SRT. Yeah, are you guys planning on getting a 300C, that special edition? They're not making that many of them, guys. I don't believe. I've got to do a little more research and see exactly what the number is. So I've been talking about chipmunks and the wires transmission, blew some modules. I don't think it's chipmunks. I don't know what it is. I mean, they did so much testing on the car yesterday, guys, and we thought we had it figured out, and the thing was dead as a doornail again this morning. It's so frustrating. Then I got stranded at the gas station. It's just been a mess. There's nothing worse than going out to a car that's got $1,000 worth of work done to it, that you put all in, it's nice, and wondering if it's going to start and being scared that it won't, and you're going to be stranded. That is the suckiest feeling in the world. And I decided I was never going to do that again, and now here I am. So yes, guys, we are almost at 300 likes, said Todd Snake. So yeah, guys, if you haven't hit thumbs up, please do that for me. I would really appreciate it. Let's get at least to 400. Maybe we can get 400 likes before we're done here. I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes and get some more comments. But yeah, thank you guys very much. You guys have been very generous tonight as well. So thank you all very, very much for that. Let me jump down to some more comments here, guys. Let's see here. Who have I missed? Who have I not talked to? Nate A saying I missed the start. What was your thought on the Mustang recap? I'm going to give you guys a recap here in about 5 minutes, so stick with me. I'll recap kind of everything that I talked about. I always do that at the end of my live. So I'll recap everything kind of in a nutshell for you here very soon. Let's see. Rain will stop soon, says John. Let's see, what does Aaron say? I'm down to get one. I'm using my granddaughter's college fund. Aaron, we know better. We know you're not going to do that. So Aaron's too much of a stand-up guy to do something like that. Let's see here. Doyle Cook saying you may have to change the lights again. I don't know. I'm expecting that the dealership can figure this out. They have all the right tools to do it. So let's see. I have a Hellcat Jailbreak 2022, says Bill. Nice. Those are great cars. I love them. Let's see here. Who else? Who have I not talked to so far? Let us see. Bill saying RacerX. Oh yeah, that's the one I just got. Look at Jay Boogie. So I smashed the like button. Thank you guys. We only need what, 11 more to get to 400. We're doing really good. Let me jump up here and see who I've not. Let's see. Joycat saying that can you review a 6-speed manual transmission Hellcat? I've actually done that in the past. Matter of fact, I did one on the, Scat Pack, and I've done one on the Hellcat. So definitely search my channel. I have reviewed the manual. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the manual Hellcat. I just don't think that they did a really good job with the manuals in both really any of the manual Mopars. I hate to say it, guys. I just don't think they did a very good job with the manuals in those cars. I feel like they just feel kind of sloppy. And by contrast, like the Tremec and the Mustang, which we see on the new Dark Horse, and of course the current Mach 1, which I do have a new video coming out. Like I said, on the Mach 1, the manual with the handling package. What a great car, guys. That's coming out. I already have it out here ready to go. I just have to decide when I want to release it because I have more Dodge news to cover before I do it. But yeah, I have that video coming. But also like the ZL1s and stuff like that. I mean, geez, man, those are fantastic manual transmissions. But I've just never been a huge fan of the manual. I want to like it, but they're just not that good. If you've driven one, I mean, you know, I just don't know. Drive other stuff and then compare it to that, and you'll see what I mean. So anyway, now by contrast, the automatic 8-speed in the Hellcat and the Scat Pack, even the 5.7, they're really good. Fantastic automatics in those cars. And, you know, of course, the 10-speed in the Mustang and the Camaro are good too, but different. So let me see here. Who else have I missed? Who else have I not talked to? Roland, what's going on with Roland here? I had an 05 GTO. I had an 06 GTO, Roland. Let's see, with no mods that, let's see, went through 5 batteries in 8 years. Turned out my work backpack was just heavy enough in the driver's seat. It was making the car ventilation system stand. Isn't that weird? I mean, it's the weirdest things. It's so worrisome when you get car gremlins, like electrical gremlins, because sometimes it just never is right. And that's what I'm concerned about. So I'm hoping I can get this sorted here very soon. Guys, we hit 403 likes as well. Thank you very, very much for that. What does Matt Williams say? Let's see, I like how you and some of the other channels are not biased about the SXT. There are some who question if the V6 is considered a Mopar. Well, of course it's a Mopar. And I have talked about this at length. If we didn't have the SXT, we wouldn't have the Hellcats and the Scat Packs. It's the truth. I mean, Tim Kaniskis admitted it to me, and I stood there talking to him for 20 minutes after the unveiling. I mean, and the same thing with the Hornet. I mean, those are the kind of cars that we have to have in order to sell the big stuff. And those cars ride great. The SXT, whether it's the Charger or the Challenger, or it's even the GT version, they ride fantastic. They're a little bit understated, but I mean, they really do drive great. And they sell a zillion of them, and we need that. And they have fantastic road manners. They're not race cars. But in terms of, you know, for the masses, the 98% of people that aren't gearheads like us, they're perfect. So yeah, they definitely have their merits. Let's see here. MB Power 688. Does the V6 Charger drive better with rear or all-wheel drive? Which one has the better dynamics or road feel? You know, I've driven both. I've driven the all-wheel drive like GT. I do like it. In terms of road feel, I don't really feel that much difference, if I'm being completely honest with you. It doesn't make quite enough power to really get out of hand in my mind. I mean, if you're trying to, you certainly can. But I think that I don't really feel that much difference in the way they handle. In wet roads, it is nice having that all-wheel drive, certainly in snow if you live in a place that's snowy and stuff like that. But the two-wheel drive ones handle great. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about the two-wheel drive version of those. It doesn't make enough power to get super crazy on you, you know, unless you're in wet or kind of, you know, poor road conditions, and then you feel a little bit of a difference. But yeah, not a ton. I mean, they both ride good. So let me see here. Look at Fall Raven. Let's see here. The BF Goodrich Comp 2 AS is a great tire for rain. Yeah, I mean, maybe so. I mean, like my car does okay on the little 235s in the rain, you know, the stock GT tires that come on the thing. But it just, you can't put any power down with those at all. You turn the car down as far as it'll go, and then you just baby it all the way. And it's insane. You put any sort of power to it, and it just fries those tires. It doesn't matter how fast you're going either. So anyway, there is that. So where are we at? 66 minutes. Let me see who else. Grab a couple more comments. Let's see. Nigel's Modeling Bench. I like this screen name. So I wonder if they changed the oil cooler on the Gen 4 Coyote. Didn't talk at all about that. So yeah, it's hard to say. Let's see here. Oh, who else have I missed here? Let me jump up just a little bit and see who I've not talked to. Daydream Spaceship. There's another cool one. Let's see. What is the loudest car you have owned? I bought a wide body Scat Pack where the mid muffler is already deleted. Sounds great outside the car, but inside seems quiet. Been a few months. So it's either going to be my, I've owned a lot of loud cars, guys. My Camaro SS was really loud. It had long tubes on it. It had a bump and cam in it and some other stuff. It was loud. My Hellcat, for those of you, most of you guys, not most of you guys, but a lot of you guys have seen my old car Excessive, my Hellcat in person at the racetrack. And I got a lot of comments about how loud and aggressive that car was and just how fast that car was at the track. A lot of people who, you know, just watched it on YouTube when they got to see the car in person, I got that comment a lot. They're like, man, I didn't realize just how incredibly fast and loud and angry that car really is until I saw it in person. So that was pretty common. And then of course, I've had people tell me that they think my Mustang is even louder than my Hellcat was. And I don't necessarily, turbo cars traditionally aren't as loud as like supercharged cars are. I want to think, Summer Night says excessive. I think excessive might have been slightly louder than the Hellcat. And wide open throttle, I think they're very close because the Mustang is just moving a lot of air. But source the Hellcat did too. So I don't know between those two which is louder. My Camaro might have been right there with them, but those are certainly the three loudest cars I've ever owned. If I was going to guess, I would say maybe the Hellcat is just slightly louder than the Mustang, but it would be very close. So certainly from low end, I think the Hellcat was louder. So anyway, good question. I haven't been asked that question before, but that's a good question. Real quick, guys, I want to take just a second and I want to kind of sum things up. We still have 238 people on. Getting a little bit tired. It's been a long day, but I want to kind of sum things up, which I always do. So really quick, guys, a lot of you guys are asking me about the new Mustang, which is sort of the theme of tonight's live. We saw it live. I saw it on Stang Mode's channel. We saw it on Motor Trend's channel. We saw it on a lot of different places. So I'm digging the S650 Mustang. I'm digging the interior of it. I love the big screens in the front and some of the way that they've kind of changed the interior of that car. I think they did great. As far from everything I've seen, I've not sat in it, but it looks really good. Flat bottom steering wheel. A lot of the stuff I've kind of said traditionally about the Mustangs in the past that I didn't like, they fixed almost all of it with the interior of the new car. In terms of the exterior look, I just don't know if I really like it yet. I've got to see it in person. There are some things I think I might like about it, and there are some things that I'm like, I'm not crazy about this. So I'm going to just reserve judgment on the outside looks of it. But 480 natural aspirated horsepower, sticking with the V8, guys. It's still a 5-liter Coyote. And then, of course, they're sticking with the manual, too, guys. You could still get a manual in this day and age when they're almost impossible to get. The Mustang, they're going to stick with that. So that is pretty cool. So there's that. And then, of course, they have the dark horse version as well, which is basically just it's a Mach 1. They have all the same things. You can get the Tremec transmission in it. It is a pretty nice looking car. It's going to have a few more upgraded features on it than the regular GT will. And 500 horsepower out of a Coyote, naturally aspirated, is still pretty stout. We don't know what the price of these things is going to be yet or anything. So go check out some of like Motor Trend or Stang Motor, somebody that's also put out more content on it. But and I support those guys, but just go check it out for yourself. See if you like it. Like I said, a lot of things I do like about it. I love the jet cockpit. That's probably my favorite part that I liked about it. Let's see, what else was there about that car that I wanted? Yeah, 6 drive modes. It's got the thing where you can rev it from the fob, all that sort of stuff. Some different things. So I don't know. We'll see, guys. We'll see if the sales dictate all the hype. We'll wait and see. Also, guys, I mentioned my new Cash App. The link is down below in my description of my videos, so you can certainly, if you want to donate to the channel, do it there as well. Working on my website. Also, we talked about all the most recent videos I have had. The Charger King Daytona was my most recent one from today. Also, the struggle with Chevrolet, what a hot mess that was. The the 2023 300C. Expect a video out from me on that here. Pretty short video, but we'll talk about it. Charger and Challenger Swinger editions. What do you think of those? And the V8 extension rumors from Motor Trend. Just squashed them with a video. And then, of course, all the new stuff I have hopefully coming out soon. Let's see here. The Forza builds, the Escalade V, the C5Z06 review with a Pro Charger on it, the Mammoth 1000 TRX. We're still going to wait to see if I can get that. Nissan 400Z, the Kia EV6 GT, Rocket Kia. Imagine that. Let's see. Something I have going, I almost said what it was, but something going in the Mustang hopefully soon. All the Mustang issues I've been dealing with, guys. I don't know when that's going to get fixed. The last Hellcat preview, expect that one here in the next day or two as well. I also shot a video on the Mach 1 Mustang with the handling package in a manual. What a cool car that was. The Chrysler 300C we talked about. So anyway, guys, that pretty much sums up all the stuff. I'll be at SEMA November 1st and 2nd. So if you want to come join me at SEMA, come say hi. I'll be in the MagnaFlow booth and walking around at SEMA, but certainly you can find me 3 o'clock on Monday. I will be there. I'll be signing stuff. Let's see, have I missed anything? Oh yes, the petition, last thing. If you haven't signed the petition on change.org, please, there are in the video description of all my most recent videos, it's there. All you gotta do is click the link and sign it, share it with everybody you know, guys. I gotta get a lot more signatures on this petition to speak out against dealer markup, and I will promise you I will do my best on my end to take those signatures forward and make change. I may not be able to, but it doesn't hurt to try, and I can't do it without a whole bunch of people behind me. So that's the truth of it. And that is about it, guys. It's been, like I said, it's been kind of a long day. Once again, my moderators, thank you guys very, very much for everything that you guys do. I'm so sorry if I missed your comment here. Grab me on RacerX Official at Instagram, or on my Instagram, once again, RacerX Official. You can find me there. Send me questions. I will do my very best to get back with you in a timely fashion. And guys, that is about it. 429 likes. It has been a solid live tonight. Thank you for all the super chats and your generosity and your continued support on the channel as always. I could not do it without you guys. We are at, geez, we went over 153,000 subscribers on the channel already, and we're just cranking right along. But each and every one of you guys, I mean, you guys mean a great deal to me. So thank you all very, very much. And as I always tell you, you know, it's a crazy world out there. Stuff is changing. Stuff is weird. This is our chance to unplug and be kind of a car family. You're all part of the X family, so thank you once again. Hold your families tight, enjoy the time with them, because every day is a gift. And anyway, guys, that is about it from me, and I hope to catch you guys on the next one. So until then, RacerX.